I think it's been assumed that First Nations and environmental interests have always gone together, but what the chiefs are starting to see a lot now is that there is a lot of very underhanded tactics, and where certain people are paid in communities and they're used as the spokesperson, essentially puppets and props for environmental groups to kill resource development. And the really sad thing is that our most important commodity, oil and energy, is being controlled by Americans. It's outrageous. People should be upset about that. And the chiefs are, and they're going to do something about it. And we thought, or a lot of people, Indigenous people, thought that when they voted for Trudeau for Prime Minister of the Liberal Party, that's what they thought they were doing, not voting for Jerry Butts to be the Prime Minister. I mean, the environmental agenda is trumping everybody's rights, and they have no legal standing. They certainly don't have constitutional rights like Indigenous people do. Mm-hmm. So they're going to flex their muscle. And they're doing so because they need opportunities. 90% plus unemployment in most northern communities. And for Indigenous groups, always the number one issue is environment. But unlike an environmental group that makes all of its money by stopping everything, the leaders of Indigenous communities have to have holistic development. As long as the environment's taken care of, they then have to look at business opportunities, social welfare opportunities, employment, and all of those other things. And it's not as simple as an environmental decision to stop things. And the other thing that's really ticked everybody off is to have these tactics of exaggerating the impacts of projects and then flying in celebrities who know nothing about their territories to tell them what they're going to do in their traditional territory. In my case, our people have looked after our traditional territory for 13,000 years. Well, enough of that. We don't need any green college fund babies telling us what to do in our own territory. Mm-hmm. The people have been there for thousands of years. They've looked after the territory. But at the same time, we've also had to eke out a living, and that involved trade, that involved business, that involved all kinds of things. We can't afford to have a one-dimensional kind of approach to development that is characteristic of environmental NGOs.